second keynote speaker of this afternoon, which is Nadia Rashad. And Nadia is an apprenticeship software developer at Raytheon. And not only is she doing her apprenticeship at Raytheon, but she's also currently completing a degree at Staffordshire University. So hats off to Nadia for doing both at the same time. So over to you, Nadia. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nadia. As Julie's already mentioned, I'm an apprentice software engineer at Raytheon UK. So I'm here to talk about life in the security industry. Okay, so Raytheon is split up into 3 divisions. We've got weapons and sensors, airborne, and cyber intelligence. So weapons and sensors involves the design, manufacture and maintenance of services for the armed forces. Now this includes air traffic radars, power products, battery technologies, and anti-jamming GPS technologies. Secondly, we've got airborne, and that supports the collation of evidence above ground. Now this is from small satellites to larger radar systems, giving the customer a fully integrated intelligence picture. Now cyber is the area that I work in specifically. So we've got over 30 years experience in creating agile and innovative security systems. We provide intelligence and digital capabilities for the defence, government and private sectors. And we create bespoke systems to meet our customers' needs. So at Raytheon, diversity and inclusion is at the centre of what we do and how we deliver solutions to our customers. That's why there's a number of employee resource groups that you can join at Raytheon, where you can bring your different experiences, your perspectives to drive change and move the business forward. We want you to bring your best self to work every day, and these employee resource groups just support you in any way that we can. So there's Ray Pride, there's Ray Multicultural Network, Women's Network, and lots of different groups. And if you feel like you're part of it, you can join them, educate others on your area. It's great. So I just wanted to share a few images of what people think a stereotypical cybersecurity software developer looks like, where you work on your own and you're sat in your room and you're hacking away, but it's completely different to that. At Raytheon, it's very collaborative and it's a very inclusive environment. So even though the majority of people do work from home now due to COVID, you're still on Teams calls every day. You can still pick up the phone whenever you want to, email, anything like that, and you can still speak to your colleagues. So you don't really feel like you're on your own ever. So a day in the life of a software developer. So I'll go through my day. So it starts off with caffeine and lots of it. Everyone knows when you're a software developer, you're literally sitting there. Maybe you have a dream about what you've been coding about. So you've, a solution to your problem, and you wake up and you think, oh, I'll quickly fix it before I forget. And then you go back to sleep, and then, so caffeine needed, tea, coffee, whatever. So then you have your morning stand-ups. Now, when working in an agile model, you have a morning catch-up with your team. This is where you discuss what you've done the day before, what you'll be working on in the day, any problems that you're facing. You might want another Teams call afterwards just to catch up with your team. So I spend most of my day coding or pair programming. Now, because I am an apprentice, I am still learning every single day. I'm studying at the same time. So pair programming really helps working with a mature software developer, someone who's done it for years. You can gather some experience. Maybe you've read something that you can share with them. It's not only one way. So when you're an apprentice, it's really easy to have imposter syndrome, where you feel like you need to take a step back and not be as confident as other people. But just remember, you can Google as much as they can. So and then you have your 3 Amigos sessions. So these are basically sessions where if you're working on a coding ticket, Just saying a ticket is where you've got a list of requirements that you need to work on. Maybe it's a bug that you need to fix, or maybe it's a new feature. So your Three Amigos sessions help you get together with your team and discuss a solution to a problem. Maybe everyone's got a different perspective, and it's just to bounce ideas off each other and how you're going to approach that piece of work. So there's lots of that throughout the day as well. And again, lots of learning. I think as a software developer, there's always new technologies out there. Even the technologies you're using, there's always new fixes, there are always improvements, and so there's always lots to learn. So you're never a master of a subject, so you should always be open to learning. So I always bring my best self to work, and I think it's easy at Raytheon. We've got a lot of support networks, we've got, my colleagues are fantastic, the apprenticeship is amazing. I spend one day focusing on studying and the next 4 on a project. So it's a really good balance where you get to earn your... So I forgot to say that I'm doing a level 5 apprenticeship, which is the foundation degree. And Raytheon now have scrapped the level 5 and they're only offering the full degree apprenticeship, which is a level 6. So you'll get a full IT degree with the apprenticeship. Again, always open to new technologies and from my peers. I'm passionate about diversity and inclusion and taking part in STEM activities. A lot of people have mentioned today the gap in diversity in the workforce, and I think it's really important to really tell children, little girls, little boys, about STEM activities and careers that they can have from a young age, where I feel they're so influenced by everything around them, society. So it's really important for me to be able to go back to maybe the Asian community or the younger children and say, well, actually, girls, you could be a coder. It's not a boy's job. So I think that's just really important to me, and it's something that we should all think about and we should all promote. So the next slide is, what skills do you need? So be polite. It's always good to be polite. I don't need to say that. Be able to speak to people, make eye contact. So I did mention that we use Teams a lot, so you're on Zoom calls. Take your camera on, put it on, speak to people, show your face, show that you're engaged. It's really important. Just shows that extra step. It's easy to hide behind, your screen. It's just nice to be more engaged. Be proactive, ask what you can do to help. Now, when you're early careers, you can sometimes feel like you're out of your depth, and again, imposter syndrome. So see what you can do to help. You might find them smaller bits of work that maybe you've looked at before, maybe you're more familiar with. If you've done a React project, maybe you're more confident with the code that you see, and just ask what you can do to help. Never miss an opportunity to learn. And again, ask questions and be curious. No question is a stupid question. I've learnt that through my apprenticeship. I will not stop talking to whoever I'm working with, and they've probably got a headache at the end of the day because I ask so many questions, but that is the best way to learn. And sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. Now, I put this in there because it's really important for other people to see that you're confident, and they'll think, yeah, she's willing to engage, she's willing to go for it. Even if you're not, always try and say yes. It's good for you. You get to learn, and it's just good experiences and new experiences you might not have. And be prepared to fail. It's just another way to learn. Now, feedback is the best way of learning and improving your confidence in what you're doing. So it might not always be good, but that's fine. Just learn from all of your mistakes. So this is probably, as Professor Rashad mentioned, one of the slides that I thought was a good idea, and now I'm looking at it and thinking, why is there a picture of a cat and a dog? What I was trying to say is that this analogy of you might not always find people that like you. Cats and the dogs, they don't get on. Apparently, this is one of my colleagues' cat and dog. Anyway, it worked in my head last week, so we'll go with it. So not everyone will like you. You won't always be included. You won't always fit in, and you won't always be invited. But that is absolutely fine. You do you be you, and you have to bring your best self to work, and you should be happy with who you are, and you should be able to come to work and be who you are. And that's what Raytheon provide, just a very engaging, inclusive working environment. Don't waste your time wondering why and try and convince people. Just focus on being a good person and who you can be, and most importantly, be kind. So the apprenticeships, it should say level 6 now. So the apprenticeships that we offer in cybersecurity apprenticeships, and they're a level 6, which is a full degree, as I mentioned, and you learn software development methodologies, software languages. So I've learned Java so far. I already knew JavaScript, but I'm doing a JavaScript module at the moment, Agile and Web Apps. You learn a lot of theory. So for me, I came from a boot camp, and I used to have a different career before I switched to software development. So I self-taught JavaScript and then went to a boot camp to really work on my skills and see what the field wants from me. And I think doing your apprenticeship and working in the the sector at the same time, it really gives you a good idea of what skills other employees are looking for, because you may not necessarily find them. As you mentioned, someone asked the question about being on the degree. You do learn things, contextual things, but then it's hard to apply to real-based application. So you can do your apprenticeship from Gloucester, Manchester or Harlow. I'm based in Manchester, and your entry requirements are 5 GCSEs and 3 A levels. So before I do a question and answer, I just wanted to show you this quick video that we made for Cyber UK a few months ago, and it's just really about the cyber area of the business.
No, okay.
Hold on, we're just, if you're happy to just watch it like that.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Hi, I'm Faith Bateman, and I work as a Customer Relationship Manager at Raytheon UK. Research and innovative solutions are our core business. Our people, in particular our engineers, are relentless in driving us forward. Every aspect of developing products and capabilities requires their imagination, ingenuity, and challenge to existing constraints. Through recruiting teams from all backgrounds, we gain the diversity of thought necessary to keep up with threats. Raytheon UK is committed to these principles, and our customers benefit from the inclusive nature of our diverse workforce. But we are never done. Our recruitment aims to attract the most talented individuals by taking applications from all walks of life and offering remote and flexible working, so jobs are given based on merit and not geography. We have 2 cyber centres, one in Gloucester, and the other one that I'm in today, our Salford Cyber Centre. It is here that we combine the latest emerging technologies with the expertise of over 100 skilled staff to address the national need for rapid cyber and digital solutions. Increasing the diversity and skills of our staff is a priority, which is why we are training apprentices and recruiting professionals from a variety of backgrounds and experiences to help keep us all secure.
Hi, my name is Alex, and I work as an Apprentice Software Developer at Raytheon UK. I chose to do an apprenticeship at Raytheon because it's a large and reputable company, and I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to learn from lots of talented software developers, learn from the best. If I had advice for anyone looking to do this apprenticeship, it would be that it's never too late to change course. I'm coming from the perspective of a career change, so I changed career kind of partway through, and it's probably the best decision I've made, so don't be afraid, go for it.
We aim to break down any barrier to those trying to enter cybersecurity, but we recognise that diversity is hard to achieve, and non-traditional approaches to recruitment and partnering are needed. The UK has many unfilled vacancies in the cybersecurity professions, so connecting with a wide variety of organisations helps to communicate the opportunities to those that perhaps would not have previously considered a career path in cyber. We have partnered with organisations like the Women in Cyber Academy and provided mentors for Black coders to help break down the barriers underrepresented groups may face when trying to get into the digital and cybersecurity sector. Our work with these grassroots organisations helps develop the green shoots of success that will eventually lead to a larger, more skilled and more diverse set of employees. One such initiative is the Cyber First Schools programme. Our Business Development Executive, Raj Badiani, is leading our engagement on this in partnership with a national cyber security centre.
The UK is currently challenged by a huge skills gap, with around half of the 1.32 million businesses in the UK reporting a basic cyber skills shortage. The Cyber First for Schools programme is designed to plug this gap and turn our young people from creating TikToks to machine learning ops. It encourages collaboration between local schools, the NCSE, national and local companies who share the aim of encouraging young people to engage with computer science. Here at Raytheon UK, we have partnered with the NCSE and a broad coalition of partners whose aim is to promote the Cyber First Schools programme in the South West, including SINAM, TechSpark Southwest, the Southwest Cyber Cluster and Graphic Science. Together we are growing the programme in the South West using tools like our Cyber First for Schools in a Box toolkit. From the very start of the process, where we evaluate application assessments from schools and colleges, to the day-to-day maintenance of the Cyber First for Schools website, and our e-mentoring support through Schools in Industry, we're striving to deliver an engaging programme for our young people. So if you're a school or a college in the South West that is interested in getting involved, visit the NCSE website to find out more, and get involved by signing up.
As the business lead for cyber here at Raytheon UK, I prioritise an innovative and forward-thinking approach as to how we recruit and retain our staff. We consistently push innovation through both the technology we use and the way we attract our people. One of the ways we're investing in our people to prepare for the future of cyber is through our strategic research group. The SRG is a demonstration of Raytheon UK's core values of freedom and creativity. To position the business for the future, our best and brightest minds work on a variety of cyber challenges. Through giving our data scientists the creative license to pursue their key interests, we not only remain nimble and cutting edge as a business, but we also attract a diverse range of talent. There has never been a better time or reason for people to get involved with cybersecurity, and I would encourage all those who are tempted to get involved and see the vast opportunities and experiences that we can provide.
Diversity is not just a buzzword. It's about more than just equality. It's about enhancing our cyber defences by giving us access to the widest possible range of problem-solving capabilities. We are taking the actions necessary to fuel our long-term success in this field. Through diversity, through investment, through passion, we are
Building together stronger,
Building together safer.
building British cyber.
Okay, so if anyone's got any questions, that's the end of my presentation.
Yeah, there are questions.
Yep, go.
Yeah, Nadia, I'm really interested in your sort of journey because you've changed career. And obviously,
Yeah.
given some of the statistics that we've seen today in terms of the shortage
Yeah.
in the sector, and there's going to be, my suspicion is there's going to be millions of people in the next 2 or 3 years that are going to be, you know, their jobs are going to be redundant in the broadest sense because the world's economy is going to change dramatically. So, you know, in terms of how you found that transition into a new career and sort of advice you give people.
Yes.
Because the employment market seems very opaque to me. Like if you were somebody that was looking to change career, where do you go? You know, where do you look for those opportunities?
Yeah. So for me, I came to a point in my last job where I wasn't enjoying it anymore, and I was thinking, what can I do? And I used to work alongside a lot of developers, and I was always so intrigued, and I never thought I could get into it without getting a degree first. So I never pursued it. But then I realised that actually, let me just do it for myself then. I'll just have a bit of fun. I'll do a bit of coding on the side. So I used to go home, start learning JavaScript on Free Code Camp. And there's a really, really good course on there. And it gives you all the fundamentals that you need to know. And then I started using Code Wars, where you do small katas. Started off on the lower ones. And then my friend told me about North Coders, which is a coding boot camp. It runs for 3 months and they help you find a job at the end of it. So I was like, fantastic. I took voluntary redundancy, handed in my resignation, and I've literally never looked back, and that was 3 years ago. I think what you need to do is just be open to taking risks and, you know, pursuing a career that you really really are passionate about, and that's what I was, and I really do love what I do. I love being a software developer, I love working in the cyber area, and I think when you've got that drive, you should just take the risk. Again, like I've said before, you know, failure is just another lesson learnt, so don't be afraid of doing that. I think you had a question.
Hi, Nadia. My name is Abu and I'm from University of Staffordshire. So, very interesting talk, especially for me, because I worked as a software engineer for many years. So, the slide about day in the life, starting with cafe, is interesting. I'm not a coffee fan, but you know, I would start with something else.
Fair enough.
And also the dog and cat slide was really good as well.
Oh, thank you. You don't have to say that.
Yeah, so my question is, in Raytheon, what does the software developers do after few years when they fed up with coding? What is the career path? What is the retention rate?
Yeah.
And because you know, after a few years of coding myself, I started working as a lecturer.
Yeah, fair enough.
I want to know what is the case for Raytheon.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of people move into managerial positions. I think naturally after a few years of being a software developer, as you progress through the company, you end up in a managerial position. But if you don't want to do that, there's also different business areas. So the nature of the business at Raytheon is that you can't actually discuss, even with the person sat next to you, what projects you're working on, unless they're on the same project, because you have to have security clearance for any project you do at Raytheon, unless it's a Raytheon project. So what you can do is you can move divisions, so you can move into maybe the weapons and sensors capability, you can move across, you can move up, you can explore different things. At the moment on my team, we have a tester who really enjoys the software development side. So he's been going on React courses. He's been doing a bit more coding than writing Cypress testing. And I think with Raytheon especially, and I'm not saying this because I work there, but they will back you on any career choice. So I could carry on studying, do the full degree and then do my master's and do a PhD, and they will support me through every single part of it. So they can really leave it up to you what you want to do. You have a mentor, you can bounce ideas off, and yeah, they're really open to what you want to do with yourself. You could be a scrum master if you want. You can, there's not just, project owner, product owner, project manager. It's really, there's so much that you can be other than a developer.
Retention rate is 100% there?
Retention? No, I don't think anywhere is 100%, but I think they do hold a good retention rate, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Are there any more questions? Yes.
Hi, I'm Kerry Ann Gould, and I'm part of the Cyber First Schools programme along with my other colleagues
excellent.
today. But one of the questions I've got for you is Cyber First Schools has a thing called Cyber First Girls competition, which runs for sort of 13, 14-year-olds every year in teams of 4. If that had been available to you when you were younger, do you think you'd made your change into this career a bit sooner? And do you think it has a sort of a valid place? Should we be getting out all the girls to do it, every girl to do it?
100%, yes. I think it's like now is the time to tell all the girls about all the STEM careers that we were never told about when we were younger, and all the missed opportunities that, they can have. I have a little girl personally, she's 5 years old, and I was telling someone else that I want to buy her a little robot and do all these, like small little things with her, just to show her that, she doesn't have to go into beauty, she doesn't have to be a teacher, she doesn't have to be a midwife, she can be whatever she wants to be. And it's really important for us to tell our girls that these careers are not just careers for men. They are, they're for everyone, and they can do whatever they want. So I definitely think I would have done that, and I think they're amazing for young children as well. Yeah.
Tiago, last one.
University of Gloucestershire. Professor Rashad talked about the importance of universities working in partnership with business and industry.
Yeah.
And at the university, we do it quite well.
Yeah.
Raytheon is one of our main partners,
Yeah.
and I think that reflects quite well in our employability rate for regular programs.
Yeah.
Which is something around 95 to 100% in our regular undergrad. As someone that's doing an apprenticeship, how do you see the differences between the two, and why did you choose to do an apprenticeship instead of the regular? Professor Rashad talked about, they both have their purposes.
Yeah.
What made you decide to go for an apprenticeship rather than regular undergrad?
Yeah, so for me personally, as I said, I left a very successful career to pursue a new career. So I was used to a certain standard of living. I didn't want to stop working and not earn any money. So for me, the apprenticeship was my foot through the door, essentially. So I could still earn money whilst I was working, whilst I was studying, not have any debt at the end of it. And it just made a really good financial sense to me. So that's the reason I pursued that. I think if I was a lot younger, I'd already done a degree, but I think if I was a lot younger and maybe I would have taken the time out to do the degree full time. But to me, it was just good for my personal circumstances. So yeah, that's the reason. But I think it's so beneficial to do the apprenticeship because you get your degree paid for you. You learn, you have all this work experience at the end of it. You could literally go into another role and earn really well and have all them years of experience where if you did go to uni, you may not necessarily get the work experience that companies are looking for. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you, Nadia. That was a